Talk about a miracle in the rubble. More than 2 weeks after a building collapse in Bangladesh, crews rescued a woman who was still trapped inside the wreckage. It's a miracle, I tell you. She never gave up calling out to rescuers even after the 17th day. This woman was extremely lucky considering over 1,000 people have died. So how was this woman able to survive for so long? It's the question everyone's wondering. Now we would like to welcome Christa Orecchio, who's a certified clinical nutritionist, to Primetime. Welcome.
Thank you.
It is such a miracle story. We need more of these stories here in America just to hear about it. But how in the heck do you think she did survive?
It's amazing to go 17 days and to still survive. She had a little bit of food and water near her, so she was able to ration that out. And I think that she survived because of the temperature. In Bangladesh, it's 95 degrees, so you can't survive very long, but she was in a basement, so it was much cooler, which I think really worked in her favor, so she could ration out her water, keep her heart rate stable.
Yeah.
But you also have to ask yourself, in this kind of a dire situation, the power of the mind is everything. If you are stressing out, which is really hard not to do, she must have had something that slowed her down, because when you go into that fight or flight mode,
you're burning energy.
You're burning energy, you're speeding up your metabolic process, and you need more nutrients. So that really speaks to what a profound experience she must have had.
Do you know anything about this woman at all?
When she was 19 years old, she had a son. Maybe that was something that kept her
right there.
going.
I was wondering, she's a mom, and you have something more than yourself to live for.
Right.
That'll put fire under your backside to survive.
Think about your child growing up without a mother, and she called out after 17 days, and they checked her brain function was healthy, her heart function was healthy, and now they're rehydrating her. And so
that's really all that's wrong with her? Did she have broken bones, or?
She didn't have any broken bones, but if she had broken bones or open wounds, who knows if she would have
bled out. Who knows? What a great miracle story. And her son, she gets to be a mother.
And now she gets to be a mother, and we have Mother's Day coming up here. But really, it's just the power of hydration. I mean, if she didn't have water near her,
How much water did she have?
In all of the news, they just say she had a few bottles of water. But I think the place that she was at, in the basement, rescue workers were spraying with oxygen, and they were spraying with water. So it was also kind of the luck of the draw of where she ended up. Because if she didn't have water near her, there's a 100-hour rule. You can really only survive for 100 hours without enough water. She ran out of food on day 15, and she rationed out her water. I mean, this is just kind of divine intervention. And then she reached out when rescue workers, enough strength and energy to grab an iron rod and just make enough noise to say, hey, I'm here.
I love this story.
Yes,
I love this story.
It was really powerful.
What was the food? Because obviously she ran out of food, but was it? Do you know what kind of nutrients were in this food?
They said biscuits, so not
just
a lot
biscuits.
of nutrients.
No, simple carbs, simple carbs.
She just had simple carbs for energy, but she probably controlled her heart rate. And there's 3 stages and phases of dehydration. So I think she just got there. You know, in the beginning, when we're dehydrated, we have muscle cramps and fatigue and a headache. Then you move into phase 2, which is when you start to get an increased heart rate and increased temperature.
So did you get the nausea? Because I was admitted to a hospital once for dehydration, but I was nauseous and I didn't want to drink. I got so...
And so that's because it affects your organs. I mean, we need hydration for everything in the body, and when your liver isn't functioning as well as it could, we get nauseous. And that's dehydration, so we need to pump them full of electrolytes. If she was here, I would give her coconut water. Have you ever had that?
Yeah, but you know, I've run health studies. I do this health segment called Taylor Time, and I'm always researching different health segments, which I need to have you back for that. But coconut water, people can drink that in excess and then have potassium issues, right? Get too much potassium.
They can. So, but you're really low in potassium when you're that dehydrated, and it matches the exact electrolyte profile of our blood plasma. They used it in World War II for blood plasma.
I know, isn't that? I love that.
That's food as medicine. Yes.
Isn't that?
Yeah.
True. I love it.
It's so powerful.
So, so let's describe. So she, you know, is probably very dehydrated at this point, or when they found her. How would you describe a hydrated person, the optimal hydration for a human being?
Optimal hydration is about 1 liter of water, which is about 34 ounces for every 50 pounds of body weight a day. And so that's for cellular metabolism, for cellular energy, for organ hydration, for our skin. And I talk a lot about water quality too, though. We need to have minerals in our water, and the American water supply, you know, we don't have enough minerals in the soil, not enough minerals in the water, and we're drinking purified water. We're kind of rinsing ourselves out instead of hydrating ourselves.
So what kind of water do you recommend?
Well, I drink water from the Carlsbad Mineral Spa up in Carlsbad. It's the only underground aquifer in California. So that
doesn't have pesticides and everything else coming from the soil.
Yeah, because it's
there's
underground.
So many, but
nice.
Still there's studies that it seeps through. I mean, there's all these contaminants everywhere, so we got to be careful. You know, this is a whole nother subject. You need to come back on Tuesday. We'll do water. Will be our topic for Taylor Time.
I would love that.
Okay, I'm booking you next Tuesday.
Book me. We'll talk about trace minerals and how to get it clean.
Okay, so this woman survived by rationing out her water and food supply. Unbelievable.
She was 19 years old, so she had youth on her side, and just the human instinct for survival. It's so natural, and until we're in a situation that's that powerful and that dire, we don't know how we're going to respond. And it's just a beautiful story that we can handle so much more than we ever thought.
Let me tell you, when it comes to sink or swimming, I'm going to swim every time.
Yeah,
Especially because I have 4 daughters to live for.
Have 4.
It's not even about me anymore. It's never been
a nice Mother's Day for you.
I'm working.
Oh.
We'll talk. We'll definitely have you next Tuesday. Thank you for joining us and breaking that all down for us. We appreciate it.